Okay, another Robin Williams favorite. I heard a lot of people talking about it, so let's see if it holds up decades later. Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Hook. When his young children are being abducted by his old arch-nemesis, Captain Hook, played by Shifu from the Kung Fu Panda movies, Dustin Hoffman. Although this movie came out first. Middle-aged lawyer Peter Banning, played by the late comedian and the hero of laughter himself, Robin Williams. May he rest in peace. But anyway, he returns to his magical origins as Peter Pan. Peter must revisit a foggy past to which he abandoned Neverland for family life, leaving Tinkerbell, played surprisingly by Julia Roberts, and the Lost Boys to fend for themselves, giving their bitterness towards Peter for growing up, and their allegiance to their new leader, Rufio, played by Prince Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender himself, Dante Bosco. I'm surprised to see him in this movie. The old gang may not be happy to see him. Now, first off, at the time when it comes to using CG visuals, they're not too bad to look at, especially during the sequence where you see Robin Williams' character, Peter, flying up in the sky, high above the clouds, thinking happy thoughts. Because in the actual story of Peter Pan, and even Disney captured that magic for the story as well, when you think happy thoughts in your mind, it makes you fly and get a higher advantage towards your enemies. I'll discuss the movie's story in a little bit, but still, the point is, I thought the CG visuals looked good in this movie. Not the best looking I've seen in a movie nowadays, but back in the early 90s, they're not too bad to look at either. So kudos to the filmmakers over at TriStar Pictures for pulling that off. Let's see if you can keep this up from here. Also, the camerawork and cinematography as well looks amazing. Sure, it's obvious that the film is shot with a 35mm film camera, but just by the way that the camera moves along with the environment in terms of execution, it really captures that magic that the Peter Pan story is known for. Even when it comes to the film's use of action sequences, the camera operators did such a good job in making the camera as still as possible so that we can see the action unfold in front of us. Now sure, the type of action in this film is cartoon slapstick, as well as kids using their everyday objects as weapons to take the pirates down. But the main swordplay we really want to see is Captain Hook versus Peter Pan. That's what we came here for. And of course, this movie delivers that. Not a whole lot, but when their conflict does clash with each other in terms of both dramatic and emotional scenes, it's something worth seeing. Especially during the part where Peter begs for his son to come home with him. Once his son refuses to do so, you really do feel for Peter in this situation. I mean, he just now realized the importance of missing out on what it's like to be a little kid again, and pieced together the puzzle pieces to finally experience being a little boy again, even in his adult state. Can't you at least give him another chance and ditch Captain Hook, Jack? All he has ever done is murder and hold prisoners for ransom. He's done nothing loving to you in any way, shape, or form. But still, that's not considered a bad thing whatsoever. In terms of the movie's character development, and Steven Spielberg deserves some love too, when it comes to his direction coaching in this movie. Give him some room too. Sure, everything is just flying all over your face every which way. But since I'm a huge Spielberg and Robin Williams fan, even though Robin Williams is not around anymore, they can still bring the magic to life on screen. And the screenwriting in this movie, I won't consider it the best iteration of the Peter Pan story, but it's still a fun one to tell for a movie. I won't give anything away, but all it's showing us is Peter Banning's character growth. He starts out as a businessman trying to do what's best for the family and choosing not to spend time with his kids to compete in his job. Then, as the film goes on, he meets his old friends from Neverland, and they show him what it means to grow up and lure him back into his childlike state by piecing together and connecting the dots to finally transform as Peter Pan again. And honestly, I enjoyed how it played out on screen. It's very creative. Props to Sony Pictures for that. Now, when it comes to the film's comedy, except in parts where Robin Williams does his own funny shtick in every movie he's been in, because that's what he's known for, but it's a bit rushed and stale just a little bit. Just a tad bit. Not a whole lot. But hey, at least the humor in this movie is more consistent than what Monty Python and the Holy Grail attempted to do, but failed miserably, so there's that. But still, other than that, in the end, I thought Hook was a fun, cute family movie. Do I think it's one of the best movies ever made? No. Do I think it's one of the funniest movies I've seen? No. But it's still not considered a bad movie by any means. Not at all. It was fun. The characters were very memorable. The set design looks really impressive to watch. And the action sequences match the tone of this movie. In short, it was an enjoyable roller coaster ride, and I want to ride on it again once I get the chance. And as a result, I rate Hook a 4 out of 5 stars. Again, going back to the Goldilocks and the Three Bears analogy, not the best, not the worst, just right for the family to watch together. Give it a try and see for yourselves. Draw your own conclusions. So Hook, starring the late Robin Williams. Have you seen it? If you have, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Was it magical and fun? Was it rushed and boring to watch? Answers down below, please. But if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. Also, I'm starting a TikTok account for myself where I do whistling videos and duets with my sister sometimes. If you're interested, the link's down in the description below. Strike while the iron's hot. Also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card at the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's just have fun together. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.